covered, where San Antonio comes to talk about the news. 550 KTSA.
KTSA News Times 11:45.
Jack Riccardi Show, special hour. We have the District 4 candidates. We have them all kind of together. We have two of them in the studio and one on the phone. On the phone is Leticia Cantu. We have here in the studio with us Kathy Luna and Rey Saldana. I got to ask you, Kathy, before we go on with the questions, Rey and Leticia are bragging about how much running they can do. Rey, I guess, jogged 9 miles to his filing. Are you a runner? You can run long distances?
I think I'm the oldest candidate, and I'm past running. I'll do a lot
she's
of
my
walking.
candidate. That's my kind of... All right, there you go. I'm all for the sedentary. All right. Our next round of questions will start with Rey Saldana, and I have that question. I was reading, Rey, that you actually are the leading, or at one point were the leading fundraiser of all the candidates. But according to the Express News, almost all of your contributions were from outside of San Antonio and some even from outside of Texas. Who are these donors that are so interested in District 4 but aren't even in the state?
Well, I think the question is that are interested in me and interested in seeing me succeed. So these are friends that I've known for a very long time, either through college or some of my work experience in D.C. And they've always known that I've had this great passion for San Antonio, and they knew that I wanted to come back and do something great here. And so what it took for me was just a call to them, let them know, now I really need your help. I'm running this campaign, and the reality is a campaign takes money, and we need to fundraise. So I was on the phone all of the fall trying to make sure to rally some folks, but at the same time...
So these are personal friends and family?
Yeah, personal friends. A lot of friends that,
Leticia Cantu, most of your fundraising has come from within the district. What is your reaction to what Rey Saldana is saying?
Well, I don't have an opinion. I think that, if he can raise funds, I think that's great. I'm just really focused on my race, and I'm just very blessed that I have great support throughout folks from District 4, particularly Ms. Martinez, a very lovely senior citizen that has mentioned, look, I don't have much money, I'm on a fixed income, but I want to give you $2 because this means a lot to me, and I know that you will represent me well, and I'm really proud to support you. And so I just feel really blessed that I've been able to garner support from folks that believe in me, that I can be a strong leader for District 4 and for the city of San Antonio.
Kathy Luna, is your fundraising primarily from within the district or from outside or self-funded?
It's primarily from in the district and then some other districts in the city as well. I have friends in those areas that have supported me.
You're all being way too nice to each other. It's very frustrating. I'm stirring this pot as fast as I can. All right, Jade Esteban Estrada has the next question, and we'll start that questioning with Leticia Cantu.
Hi, Leticia. First of all, congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you very much.
We're really excited about that. Awesome. I have to ask you, currently city council members receive $20 a meeting. And Gilbert Garcia from PLAZA de Armas wrote a great story recently, How to Starve a Council. I encourage everybody to check that out. My question to you is, do you support council pay? Like real council pay?
I think that if we look at the nation and we have different kinds of form of government, and in San Antonio, we definitely have a city manager, strong form of government. But this position, really is a 50-hour-a-week at minimum if you want to be effective. And you have to spend a lot of time in the evening, in the mornings, with neighborhood meetings. And if you really want to go in there and try to make a huge difference, you're going to get criticized no matter what you do. And so it is important that those that are coming in understand the position and respect it. But more importantly, they have a passion and understand what they're getting themselves into. Right now, I don't believe that it could be passed. They tried it numerous times. I think the voters of San Antonio were gracious enough to allow the council members to serve more years because they know that it does take some time to go in there and bring in your project, bring in your plan, and see everything move forward. But as far as council pay, we all know what the position entails. We all know that it's a volunteer position, and we need to focus on effective candidates candidates that can go in there on day one and be able to fight for every single dollar and bring home the bacon to each district. And right now, I just don't believe that it would be a good time for us to bring that to the table and have the voters try to pay any council member right now. It's a bad time, recession, we're seeing deficits throughout the budget, and it's just not
All
a
right,
good
same
time.
question for Kathy Luna. Higher stipend or even salary for council members?
I'm thinking that also that if they put it to a vote that would not pass. However, I believe probably in the future at some time they should pass something and make it salaried because of all of the time that you spend and all of the hours that you're driving around and all the things you're doing. Currently, I don't look at it. I'm running because I'm running to serve the community. So $20 a week or $20 a meeting is fine with me.
Okay, and Rey Saldana, same question for you. At some point, does talking about raising the pay or putting a salary in, does that professionalize it instead of make it citizen government?
Well, I certainly do think it will professionalize it, and it's a valid point because it essentially makes it exclusive to those who can afford to do something like this. And if you're, say, a mother or father, have children, you have a livelihood at stake, then you can't necessarily jump into public service. So I certainly think it's worth exploring. I don't necessarily, I agree that it probably wouldn't pass this time, and if it's voted on, probably shouldn't affect the current councilman. And I really think, like you said, it would lead to more folks who are able to do this and wouldn't have to do it at such a sacrifice to their own financial independence.
All right, our next question comes from Elaine Wolff. This will be our last question of the hour, and it will start with Kathy Luna.
Okay, fantastic. I am so torn because I do want to talk about the stray dog problem, which is sort of rampant throughout the city, but I want to follow up just very quickly on that conversation and find out why each of the candidates who are here, because we have quite a range of age and professions, why each of you can afford to take the time. It really is a full-time job. Everyone acknowledges that, to be a city council member for our city. Why can you afford to do it? And specifically, Leticia, when we get to you, if you could clarify your job. I think at the District 4 Forum a few weeks ago, you had described it as transcribing or doing translations at home for UAG, for United Apartment Group. And on your website, it seems to be a larger job, something like marketing director. So.
Okay, so we're starting the question with Kathy Luna, and the question is how they can afford to do this on $20 a week.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. I am retired civil service, 36 years with civil service. I receive an annuity. My time is my own. My children are grown. I have been serving in my community for at least 10 years. I've been a member of my neighborhood association for that length of time. I've also been the president of that neighborhood association for 7 years, which is really primarily why I'm running, because I see so much in our neighborhood and our community that need to be fixed, that need to be addressed. So many issues. And it takes so much time to get these things done. I have the time. I'm retired. My time is my own. I could serve many hours, over 50 if it's necessary, okay? And so that's why I'm doing it.
Cool, thank you.
All right, next answer to that same question will come from Rey Saldana.
Yeah, so as I stated, doing something like this takes sacrifices, and for me, that sacrifice has really been on postponing those realities, those wonderful things in life, maybe starting a family, but that's what I'm dedicated to. I'm dedicated to holding off on some things because I believe in what can be done in this district. I believe that if you are passionate about what you're doing, then you can hold off on some of these things. And for me, being able to teach at Trinity is allowing me to at least put gas in the car and food on the table and help my folks with any expenses they have, and that's the situation that I find myself
So your
in.
solution is not to have a personal life for the next 8 years.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is a bigger goal for me than my own personal gain. It's the entire community that I'm thinking about.
All right, Leticia Cantu, your answer.
Well, I am very blessed that I live with a husband and we have 2 incomes. In my position, what I do is I do some marketing and I do community affairs. Because English is my second language, I'm very blessed that I do translate materials in Spanish, and I can do that from my home as well. But I do go in, and we have staff meetings, and I coordinate a lot of community events. But for the most part, I really believe that right now I have the technical skills, I have the experience, and more importantly, I can start on day one. And I am very flexible. I'm very available to go in there and just do the 50 hours a week. My daughter is in college now, so I don't have to worry about coming home and cooking for her. And I do, like I said, I do own my own home. We own, and I have a husband that can help me support that. So I'm in a pretty good position right now, like I said, to give up at least minimum 50 hours a week to ensure that District 4 is at the table for every single discussion and ensure that I am going to devote my time to the residents.
All right, and that wraps up our hour. I want to thank our candidates, Rey Saldana, Kathy Luna, Leticia Cantu, the District 4 City Council candidates. Thank you, all of you, for coming in. We would love to get you back again before Election Day. I hope we can do that, all in person. And thank our panel from PLAZA De ARMAS TX.com, Jade, Esteban, Estrada, and Elaine Wolff. Great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And people can go on that website, sample what you're doing, and then decide to subscribe if they would like. And we'll have the podcast of this hour up this afternoon on the Jack Riccardi page at ktsa.com. It is 11:56.